your heart coach, and remember, we are growing heart equity, personal, relational, and financial wealth through authentic living. Hey, listen, I wanted to jump on really quick. I'm getting ready to head in the office, but I wanted to ask you, are you working your assignment? Are you working your assignment? Right? I entitled this video, I think it's like the pressure of the position. We are living in a world, especially those of us who are in America, but wherever you are in the world right now, we are living in a world that so desperately needs you, that needs me to adhere and complete the assignments that God has put us here to complete. Right? You hear me talking a lot about growing heart equity, personal, relational, and financial wealth through authentic living. Why is that important? Because when I wasn't living authentically, I was literally about to lose my mind. I was making myself sick. I had strenuous, tough relationships with my mother and my father. We did not get along. It was very toxic, very passive aggressive. I was contemplating divorce because I didn't believe that, my husband was fulfilling the job and the duties that he needed to do. And I felt that way about my parents. I questioned myself as a mother. I doubted myself as a mother because I started as a mother at 18 and 5 days old, and I didn't feel good enough. And when I started growing heart equity, when I started working the steps, right, it transformed my life. And I'm so thankful that I started doing that work way back in 2003 when I had an experience with Christ and really started, he really started to change my life, and I allowed the Holy Spirit in. And what I've realized over these last 21, almost 22 years now, is that you have to complete your assignment. Before she died is because we completed the assignment. We did the work. It was very tough. It was very challenging. It was very hard. It was very confusing. It was very humbling. There were many times I had to apologize when I didn't even feel like I was doing anything wrong. There were many times that I had to have conversations when I felt like I shouldn't have to be the one to have this conversation. I shouldn't be the one that's in this position. But hey, here I am, and I have to deal with this as such, right? But what I need you to understand is we are living in a time where you need to own your power and walk in your purpose and fulfill your position that you have been called to fulfill. We are very big on critiquing everybody else and their roles and their position and the power that they have. But what are you doing with your power? What are you doing with your God given abilities and talents that you have on the inside of you that we need you to express in the earth so that you can make this world a better place? Maybe you have the answers to a lot of the problems we're going through in our lives, but you pointing a finger and you looking for somebody else to fix something that you were created to fix. A lot of the problems that we're seeing in our world, you were put on this planet to fix them. You have an assignment that you have not yet completed. Now, you can cut on the news and you can complain about what's going on, but what are you doing? I came here today to remind you to complete your assignment. I came here today to remind you that you are important. What you have is necessary to give. And I also wanted to remind you to be flexible. Be willing to be there's a new book out by Jason Wilson. I like him. He's really big on emotional intelligence, emotional wellness, especially for men, right? And his book is entitled, I think, The Man the Moment Requires. The man the moment requires. But what I want to take it further is the human being, the person. This moment requires the person, the position requires in this season. You can no longer point your fingers and start looking to the left and looking to the right and expecting somebody else to come in and fix it or save you. It is very clear that we are living in a time where people are using their strength, their power, their skills to do what they are doing in the world, and it's time for you to do the same. It is time for you to own your power. You got to stop giving your power to other people. What do I mean by that? Oh, they need to fix this. Oh man, that man, all these crazy things going on in the world. And now the fear sets in, the anxiety sets in, the worry sets in. What are you doing? What dreams and desires and solutions did you have? It's time for you to activate them, especially for those of us that are believers. We have been called to walk by faith and not by sight. What does that mean? That means that you move forward with the plans, the strategies, the goals that you have, regardless of what you see in front of you. You continue to move forward. You continue to do what is called for you to do, regardless of what you see going on in the world around us. There is pressure because this pressure has come to put you in position to complete the purpose that you, I believe we've all been put on this earth to bring God glory. But how we do that is unique. Some of us do it by art. Some of us do it by science. Some of us do it by caretaking and healthcare. Some of us do it by leadership, and some of us do it by educating. Some of us do it, it's so many. Some of us do it by being a parent. Some of us do it by being a husband or a wife, being a daughter, a son, being a wife, a husband, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a cousin, a good neighbor, a good Samaritan. What the the uniqueness of what we've been called to do is what I think is beautiful about it. What I'm saying is you have to think more about you, your purpose, your plan, and it's time for you to get in position and do what you've been called to do. Complete the assignment. There's an assignment you've been put here to complete, and it's time for you to do that. I want to challenge you in that. I want to encourage you to get out there and do the work. Do it afraid. Do it if you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Do it if people are talking about you. Do it if you don't have enough resources to do it. Do it if it's not perfect but it's done. But do it anyway. And acknowledge the feelings. This is the thing that I feel like people don't understand about hard work and healing and growth and personal and professional development. It is about being aware of yourself in any given moment and making the necessary adjustments that you need to make in order for you to be the best version of yourself in this moment, in this season, right? So it's not about being perfect. Perfection is perfection, I believe, happens when you show up and do the work, right? It might be messy, but that's still perfection because it got done. I truly believe that done is better than good. So maybe you have a book to publish. Maybe you're supposed to take a certain trip. Maybe you're supposed to start a research project. Maybe you're supposed to create some community outreach event or organization so that you can help the people that are directly in front of you. Maybe you feel helpless, like you can't change the world. But maybe if you change just you, how you feel about yourself, and maybe the person that's closest to you, how can you impact their lives? That is the people that are closest to you. How can you impact their lives? The person closest to you, how can you impact that person's life? That is what I believe is how we change the world. One person at a time, one unique interaction at a time, one decision that is made, and then action taken behind that decision consistently. Then we start to see a change. Then we start to see a shift. Yes, there's a lot of pressure on you, but are you doing what you were created to do? Or are you comparing yourself to everyone around you and trying to fit in a mold and like a cookie cutter that does not work for you? That's not going to work in this season. In this season, it is time for you to answer the call. In this season, it is time for you to stay on the assignment. In this season, it is time for you to be intentional about what God is calling you to. You have to do it afraid. You have to do it with uncertainty. You have to do it if you're being judged, if you're being critiqued, if you're being talked about. You got to do it anyway. I am encouraging you to not give up. I am encouraging you to cut the news off Get off social media for a little bit, stop streaming, start journaling, start meditating, doing deep breathing, getting out in nature, drinking water, exercising, getting clear about who you are and what you're called to do in this season. Maybe you were clear in a previous season. Maybe in 2024 you were doing something. But now we're in 2025 and you're called to do something different. You're in a new season in your life. And that can be scary, but it also can be liberating. It can be scary, but it can also be transformational, and not just for you, but for everyone around you. Like, I'm committed to growing heart equity. I've been doing this work consistently for over 10 years. Well, essentially, I started in 2006 when I started sending out inspirational text messages to over 300 individuals Monday through Friday for what, 9 years straight? I didn't really know what I was doing. At first, it didn't feel like it was really purposeful until people started telling me about how it was impacting their lives. But I couldn't do it just because they were telling me it was impacting their lives. There were also people texting me, asking me to please stop texting me, take me off this text list. I don't want to receive this. You a hypocrite. I don't want to hear this from you. I was getting that too, but I still had to send those messages. And those messages turned into my first book that was published, Anchored Be Blessed Daily Volume 1. And when I've heard people tell me about how those daily devotionals, those one or two sentences every day, changed their life, saved their life, transformed how they viewed themselves and their loved ones, had them to have a new perspective on their life and the potential of what they could have just from a statement every day. You got to think more about yourself. You got to think more about who you are and what you've been created and called to do. We all have a calling on our life. That's why I'm here at Heart Coach Talk. Heart Coach gonna keep talking. Whether it's 0 people here, whether it's 2 people here, shout out to everybody that's here in the live that's checking me out. Please like, comment, subscribe, share if this is helping you. And even if you choose not to, it's okay, because guess what? I still got to do this, because this is a part of my assignment. If I just encourage anybody, maybe I don't encourage anybody right now. Maybe my grandchildren will find these videos 20 years from now and find encouragement. 30, 40 years from now, find encouragement and find, hope, rejuvenation, restoration. I realize that I can't wait for people to cheer me on and for everybody to jump on my bandwagon. I got to keep going forward and keep working my assignment until it's completed. And I believe when my assignment is completed, I will be done in this dimension. But until then, we hardworking. Until then, we're growing and cultivating heart equity. Why? Because it's important. It's important to me. It's important to, I believe, to God, because God loves his children. He don't want us emotionally incarcerated. He don't want us living halfway lives, living in the shadows, because we don't have the tools and don't believe it's okay for us to truly express who we are so we can be the best version of ourselves in every area of our lives. Because if you're emotionally incarcerated, every other area of your life is living below potential. It's like if you look at when somebody's having heart issues in real life, the cardiologists are looking when they diagnose somebody with congestive heart failure, right? Some people say I have a bad heart. When they say that, a lot of times the heart is not working to full capacity. So a healthy heart is working at 100%, but somebody that's dealing with heart failure, heart issues, maybe your heart is operating at 30, 40, 50%. And so they're living, they're moving, they're breathing, but it's not to the full capacity. They're always tired. They're always worn out. They're not able to fully enjoy their lives. And I believe that's how many of us are living, because we are allowing pressure from other areas to stop us from living on purpose. We are allowing negative pressure to stop us from moving on purpose. And it's time for us to do something new. So I encourage you to stick to your assignment. Do it afraid. Do it with tears in your eyes. Do it with people talking about you and turning their back on you. It is okay, because you were not put here to please them. You were put here to glorify God. And you completing your assignment, you pushing through the pressure and operating on purpose is going to not just transform your life, but the lives of those around you. And I understand when we talk about transformation, for some people, that's too big to even fathom. But what I'm telling you, if you embrace change one step at a time, one moment at a time, one decision at a time, your life will be drastically transformed when you look back. It's like watching a plant grow. If you just sit there and watch it, it really doesn't look like much change is happening. But if you watch it over time, you start to see the progression. You start to see the leaves coming in. You start to see it start to bud before it blossoms. But if you just sit there and watch it, sometimes it feels like nothing is going on. So I want to encourage you to get busy at living on purpose. I want to encourage you to get busy at being who God called you to be. I want to encourage you to get busy at loving yourself and being able to be honest with yourself, and then in turn being honest with others, and watch your life start to slowly but surely change. And when you look back, you're going to see a transformation that's going to blow your mind. And guess what? I'm going to be here to support you along the way. And just really quickly before I get off, I just want to let you know that we do have resources in place to support you. So every week we have Heart Talk Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where it's like a life support group where I host a call. We come on, we talk about various topics. We use the Bible as our foundation and a support tool, and it really has been transformational. And Heart Talk, we started September 1st of 2014, transforming lives of men and women all over the world on a conference call and on a Zoom. So you can catch it live right here on YouTube at Heart Coach Talk, or you can get on my email list and get notifications, and you can get into the Zoom and participate with us that way, however you choose. But every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're live on Heart Talk. Every Wednesday morning, we do a corporate prayer, and it's really powerful, very transformational. It's been a blessing to me. And once a month, we do a professional development training where we merge Heart Talk with professional development so that you can grow heart equity, authentic wealth in your professional lives, in your business, in your career, in your community outreach services that you're offering. Because a lot of times when you're that go-to person, you're that go-getter, where do you go to recharge? Where do you go to be around people who have a heart like you have and love people the way you do, who are very driven and very focused, but want to grow in an environment where they're safe but also being challenged? That's the Heart Equity Exchange. It's a place for professionals to exchange wealth, authentic wealth, with one another. It's networking, is personal and professional development, and it is preparation for your future. I'm really honored to be hosting this. This is something that's been a long time coming in our Heart Work community. So every month, Heart Equity Exchange. And you can get all of this information at Linktree / the Heart Connections. You can check out my website, addiebb.com. Get on the list, get on the news, the Heart Talk email list, so that you can get notifications about what's coming. And also check out my Amazon store. You can check out Anchored, Be Blessed Daily Volume 1. That's a daily devotional to help you stay anchored during the winds and waves of life. You can also check out my book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. And it's a highlight of my divine heart transplant process, the 6-step process that transformed my life, my mom's life, and many of my clients' lives. This book, I highlight pretty much how I became the heart coach, but it also helps you begin to be honest about how you feel and start the steps of healing your heart, not just your heart, but transforming the lives of those around you as well. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm not just getting on here talking. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I've been doing this. I plan to have these conversations with you until I can't talk anymore. So if this is your type of stuff, I invite you to subscribe, stay connected. You are officially a member of the Heart Tribe. Please bring others in and let me know if there are any topics you want me to talk about, blended families, fake friends, how to deal with fake people in the office place, all kinds of things. All of it is tied back to hard work, and we're going to do it together. Okay? So, love y'all. Remember, this pressure is designed to bring you to fulfilling your purpose. Complete the assignment. Don't look to the left, don't look to the right. Complete the assignment. God has something great for you. All right? I love y'all. This is Adelai Brown, your heart coach, signing out. Remember, when you heal your heart, you transform your life. See y'all soon.